Hi all, Hipper here. Now today I've been playing around with the Yamato. If you watch this channel then you already know this is my favorite battleship. I didn't really know that, I've only taken it out a handful of times so far, but today I just decided to take it out and yeah, I did pretty well in it. It's I think it's mostly down to the lack of destroyers at legendary tier, but in this ship uh, you can pretty much get away with even the worst teams. You'll be able to carry them um, simply because you'll be able to take out the enemies as soon as you see them, pretty much, if you know where to hit. Now, I cannot stand battleships that stay back, especially at legendary tier, and especially in a game like this, there's no destroyers. So why would you even hold back a little? If there's one or two destroyers, I would have done exactly what I'm doing here, and I've done it many battles, and like, don't hang back. You need to get up, you need to find a good position like I'm doing here, cover your broadside, and most importantly, make sure you can still fire your front guns. Of course, it's better if you can fire all guns, but at least keep your front guns in the game. Otherwise, you're useless. So push up and find a good spot and just hit those broadsides. Pretty much that's all there is to it. The only rule is not to poke your nose too like far forward, because you'll get it shot off. But like in a situation like this, just go for the juiciest target. And if there was some other cruisers, I might have gone for those. But I mean, Clevelands are not really something that I take as much of a threat. And the Alaska is more of a problem, but I'm just waiting till he's broadside, or at least not total bow on. And then when the HE starts to get too much, I just reverse a little bit into cover here. It's the exact same thing that the HE cruisers does. They sit behind an island and they spam HE. So do the same in your battleship and you'll be fine. Like, personally, I don't understand all the hate that's going on at the moment against HE cruisers. I mean, they are pretty much the easiest thing to play against. As long as you keep your positioning in mind, um, and you have like at least a little bit of an anti-fire build, like I have here. Like, fire doesn't bother me. I don't think I have been killed by fire yet. I mean, it's a nuisance, yes, but that's all it is. If the HE cruisers can't hit you, well then they'll have to reposition. And when they reposition, that's when you hit them. That's pretty much it. And just read the ships. Like here in this case, I can tell that this Yamato is going to go broadside on. So I'm just going to storm out here and get all my guns on him. There's no one else here who can really hurt me or be a problem. So I'm being aggressive here. So I'm not shooting immediately. I could do that, and I probably could get a pretty good shot, but I'm waiting till he exposes his sweet spot here, and then I'm just going to take a very nice shot at it there. And that's him down for the count. So what I do in battleships is very different from the way I play cruisers, actually. Battleships are island hop. Go from one island to the next. And then, yeah, please back me up. Thank you. So see, I'm the spearhead here, and that's fine with me. That's how I like to play the battleships anyway. And, I tend to get a lot of overpins and Clevelands. It's quite annoying. This guy is only 9 kilometers away, and yeah, he's a nuisance. But at least I have another 3 ships behind me, so this guy here, broadside, he is not going to last long. See, I'm just staggering my shots, seeing I can get a little bit more damage in, but nah, overpin after overpin. And yeah, that annoys me a little bit with these light cruisers here. You can get in even the best shot and still nothing. So yeah, Cleveland, yeah, it's as easy to play as Wichita in my mind, and I don't play Cleveland, actually. I think it's a very, very boring ship, and yeah, I pretty much despise it, pretty much, and that is a cruiser, so there are cruisers I don't like out there. So here I was initially going to go to the right around this island, but as you always should, keep an eye on the minimap, and I can see that the enemies are pretty much all heading towards our base. So it's a much better play to stay here, cover my broadside here, and then these guys here who wants to enter the base, they will have to show broadside to me. And really that is the essence of battleship play. Now it's nowhere as action-packed or exciting as cruiser play or destroyer play for that matter. It's a lot more, well, I'm not going to say relaxed, but it's a lot less intense than the other ships. And the only time that really gets the heart beat up is if there's a destroyer nearby that's trying to torp you. But you can avoid that by just not putting yourself in those situations. So now there's nobody around, but it doesn't really matter. I'm being patient. I'm not moving at all. I'm in a good spot, and I have plenty of backup here. So I probably cannot find a better spot to stay anyway, so there's no point exposing myself. I'll just sit here and wait for a broadside, and hopefully the enemy has forgotten all about me. Now in this ship here, you are able to be a much bigger influence on the battle than in a cruiser, I think. Well, that goes for any battleship pretty much, and the same for a destroyer. It's pretty much because you have the ability to take out ships instantly. Of course, you could do that in a cruiser as well, but usually that's out of the ordinary. It pretty much only happens if you catch like a destroyer off guard or another cruiser broadside, and you have AP loaded and stuff like that. And even then, it's not something that cruisers are known for. But battleships, and especially Yamato here, can just like remove ships from the battlefield instantly, or at least take out a good chunk of their health, and make them reconsider their choices. And at the same time, just sit there with your like heaps of health and don't really have to worry about much. So here I'm teamed up with another Yamato here, not as a division though. He's just some random guy, but we found a good spot here, and we have the whole enemy team pretty much serving themselves up. And yeah, couldn't get any better than this. Now we're both reversing here. At least we will be in a minute, because we have 3 legendary battleships over there, and that's a little bit too much to take on, including a cruiser. So we really need to get this cruiser out of the way, and then while we are reversing, we need to make sure that our right side of the ship, we don't get a citadel there, because we're going to move out from the island. So just keep in mind. Now Yamato has actually a pretty fast turret traverse, so this whole thing where the Mogami just disappeared, that's what a Yamato can do. I didn't get the pleasure though, that was the other guy. It's a very nice shot. So back to the turret traverse here. Like if I was playing a Russian battleship or something, I would pre-turn my rear turret here. But in this case here in Yamato, it doesn't really matter that much. The turret turn pretty fast. So like in a case like this, I can reverse out and I can get a shot in before this guy even reloads. I'm not even sure he's aware of my existence. But anyway, he is out of the picture now. So that's the cruiser down. And we are now 3 versus 4, not 3 versus 5. So things are looking much better now. So I'm heading back into my little cubby hole here where I was sitting before. Like I said before, it's a very nice spot. Trying to get that Kurfürst there to come out to play. And this is one of those shots where you just think, what? Not even a hit. Anyway, that doesn't matter because our competent teammates here in this game will take care of this guy up here. Yeah, so like I said, I don't play battleships much because I find the gameplay very static, and like every map I always play the same way, pretty much exactly. I only mix it up if the enemy team does something completely extraordinary. But other than that, I always sit in the same spot. I always shoot at the same broadsides, and yeah, it gets a little stagnant. I think cruisers are much more fun. The gameplay is much more fluid, and like, yeah, you just do a lot more interesting things, I think. But on the other hand, cannot underestimate battleships. I mean, like in Yamato's case here, the carry potential is, well, huge. I think this is game number 12 or 13 in a 15 win streak on the day that I actually decided to take this ship out properly and play it a whole day. And I did extremely well in it. And it just isn't as fun as cruiser gameplay, I think. So now if you look to the right here, we have this Yamato here around the corner, and he is going to rush us, it looks like. And there are 3 battleships versus 2 now, so I am thinking we'll have to take this guy out. No matter what it takes, pretty much. So we got a good shot in there, no Citadel though. And as I expected, this guy is going for the ram now. And it's a bit of a shame here, I have a lot of health, I could do a lot more damage. But I just take a last shot at this Kurfürst here, who's showing broadside. I don't really care about the other guy. If I'm going to ram, then he's going to die anyway. So here in my death throes, I pretty much leave the Kurfürst with just a tiny sliver of health, and I take out this full health Kurfürst here. And I think that's a pretty good trade for one battleship there. So the other guy on my team here, he takes out the Kurfürst easily, as expected. And he is almost full health, and there's only one Conqueror left, and that's a rental, so that's usually just some weekend warrior who's taken that ship out for the day. And you can already see here he's getting very excited, steaming ahead to get the final kill in. So in this game, in Legendary Tier, I played very aggressive. I pushed up, I covered my broadsides, and I pushed the enemies back, and I made sure I always had my guns in play. At least the ability to shoot at one target at any time. There's nothing worse than battleships who stay back or stay behind an island where they have no way of shooting at the enemy. Like, that is terrible. I hate when that happens. So anyway, here goes the kill shot, and the battle is won. And I did, what did I do? 230 something damage, 238, and Confederate and high caliber, and that includes a ram, I know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you out there.